Welcome to 0 to 60.
Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Yo, happy Monday. Or it's not Monday. What's today? Fucking Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Shut up, Bree. This is 0 to 60 on the Believe Network and YouTube. Bailey's on the ones and twos. Fuck, man. It's all starting to run together. We have a great show for you today after a day off. Our boy Takal from Buffton Prime is on the show. We got a lot to talk about with him. I've said this before, but the Colorado Civil War has never been higher. I mean, there's like 5 different sides, and there's all these different fronts in the Colorado Civil War. Everybody's shooting at everybody. Nobody knows who's a real fan, who's not, who's in it for real, who's in it for clout. We don't fucking know. We're trying to figure it out. So today's going to be a pretty fun show. Hold on to your ass. We have a lot to talk about, and also we got some all-22 film to show you. On what I think Julian Lewis is just out here spinning the fucking rock and dropping dimes. So we'll try and stay on a positive note there. But then tomorrow we're going to do the protection film, and brother, that ain't going to be so positive. So, yeah, I guess we'll try and kill you with a little positivity today on a Thursday. And then tomorrow we're back to reality land with holy shit, the protection was god awful. Holy fuck, it was bad. And just now I'm seeing it from the back. And look, everything's better from the back usually, so that's cool. So now we're seeing it from the back, and it's just as ugly. There's no fucking doubt about it. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. My boy Takal from Buffton Prime is in the house. Bailey, let's pay some bills and get this bitch rocking.
Let's roll, Matt. 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network and FanDuel. Matt, before we bring in our main man, Takal, it's game day, Matt, for your New York Jets. Are you hyped? Are you excited? Take on Mike Vrabel's Patriots, who Coach Vrabel seemed to really restore the Patriot way. But, Matt, how you feeling about game day for your Jets as 12.5-point underdogs, by the way, brought to you by FanDuel?
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm pumped until the game starts, bro. I'm talking shit, and then the game's going to start, and I'm going to go sit in the corner and, like, hide under their pillow and be like, oh, fuck, the Patriots are about to fuck us up. But you know what? That's the old way of thinking. Optimist, Matt, we're winning. I'm taking the fucking Jets, putting $100 on it, and we're about to upset the Patriots in New England on Thursday night. Watch it, because tomorrow when that happens, I'm going to be talking shit. 3-game winning streak, bitch, about to make the playoffs.
Wow, optimistic, Matt. I think that's the first time in 2.5 years of the show. I think that's the first time optimistic Matt's been on the show about your Jets.
We're on 2-game winning streak, bro.
Man, I'm just going to say this, and we'll bring in our special guests. I respect your optimism, Matt. With that said, give me the Patriots.
Yes.
The Patriots, Coach Vrabel to kill them. This goes back to the Titans making a mistake. Should have never let Vrabel go, especially.
So I remember playing on Monday Night Football when I was a rookie against New England, and Mike Vrabel was playing tight end and linebacker.
Oh,
and he had like 2 sacks and like 10 tackles and 2 touchdowns receiving. And like we had this fucking blitz in all week, and we're like, yeah, we'll get on the goal line, and like we're gonna on third down, and in must-have situations, we're gonna throw this fucking blitz at Tom Brady, and it's supposed to work. Blah blah blah. Right? And Aaron Mangini's is fucking genius, and the man genius, and we get out there, and Herm. That was Herm and Donnie Edwards, and we get out there and we line up, and he baits us and hard counts us, and Velma jumps the gun, and we give away the blitz, and he points right at Vilma and goes, 51's the mic, and that shit ain't gonna fucking work. Snaps the ball, throws a touchdown to Vrabel, starts talking shit, runs off the field. And I was just like, yep. It's gonna be a long fucking night. And then they had the ball for like 12 straight minutes at one point. It sucked, bro. They beat the fuck out of us. Neither here nor there, though. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday, everybody. It's football, it's game day, and we'll really dive into our predictions and like actual betting insights at the end of the show here. But without further ado, our special guests are here. We got the whole Buffton Prime crew here.
Whole crew. Good.
Yeah, whole crew here in the building today to break down Julian Lewis's film. But I got to ask T-Cal something right out the gate. But without further ado, our fellows at Buffton Prime, T-Cal and CT the Fan, join the show. Fellas, happy Thursday. How are we doing?
Salute. What's going on?
What's good, man? I'm glad both of you are on the show. Welcome. Happy Thursday. This is about to kick fucking ass, man. We got to make this a regular thing. Bailey's got some questions right off the bat, and I can't wait to hear the answer because I've been sitting back just hammering popcorn watching this shit. Bailey, roll, bro. Let's go.
Hey, T-Cal, what's up, man? I got to ask you, what's up with
somebody hates somebody more than me, bro. This is awesome.
What's up with the beef? What's up with Neely having this to say about yourself? I'll play the audio, and then I'll get your reaction to this after. Just have to show it.
Chico never want to talk about the Cowboys when we win. But whenever we lose, it's topic number one.
Yeah, that's it. But look, and that's his prerogative. I just want people to understand.
It's the same thing.
As long as you know what it is.
There are people out there who are motivated by Deion Sanders' failure.
Don't disguise it with, oh man, I'm just this great football fan, and I just want to see some real football being played in Boulder, Colorado, bro. You was not
why?
Right.
Why you want to see it? It's the same thing I said before, man. These jokers out there who have shows, YouTube shows, you know, the content. With this man's name in the title, and then all you do is hate on him. Sounds like you love it.
I don't know about that, but I know.
What's your response to that, dog? What's up? What are we doing?
I mean, I can't even say that that's about me because when I say something, like I put names on it. I don't do the
we don't do the anonymous.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not built that way. But if it was about me, I've been asking for 2 years now for somebody to expose what I'm saying to be wrong. My analysis, my breakdowns, I've been begging for somebody to come expose me. Players too. Players could come on and say, hey, you're lying about what you said on this play. It hasn't happened yet. There's a reason that right now I have 5+ Colorado players that hit me up each week, and I help them get ready for the games and so forth. So we're not in competition with them. Neely is a paid cheerleader. And what I do is break down film. Like it's not there's cheerleaders and there's real film. Matt, you played. If one of your teammates sees you doing wrong and doesn't say anything, that tells you they don't mess with you, right?
Facts.
Like if your coach isn't on you and he sees you playing bad, that means he really don't mess with you anymore.
Oh, super facts. If your coach is nice to you at any time and is like, hey, how's your mother? You're fucked. He's terrible. And you're good.
It's over with. And that's all we do. We keep it football and we break down the film. There's nothing that I've said that was hate. Everything I say is what the film is showing. It's an undisciplined football team. Like that's on the film. Matt, you watched all 22.
I watched it all. I definitely did.
Is on the film.
So look, I'm glad Bailey brought this up. I actually talked to Dukes on the phone yesterday for 30 minutes, and I think after talking to you and Dukes and like everybody, and we're all in the middle of this, and everybody hates everybody, but everybody loves everybody, and when everyone sees everyone face to face, no one ever actually says anything. It's all like digital bullshit. That tells me that it's almost like I was just saying this to Bailey. It's gotten to like this point where it's being stoked rather than evaluated. Like people aren't really actually thinking about what people are saying and what you're breaking down, because you're not saying every one of your breakdowns is legit. I mean, you have a point on everything. It's not, and if they can want to banter about it, that's one thing.
Exactly.
My only real problem with this is he's talking about guys who have YouTube shows. Bro, you have a YouTube show.
Yeah, multiple.
Like you can't criticize something you do. You can't say like all these guys with YouTube shows, they aren't really like pundits and they don't really have an opinion. Well, bro, you have a YouTube show, so what does that mean?
And he doesn't talk about football. Like they get rumors and give inside information, but it's not actual football. They can't talk X's and O's. So
I mean, and look, I'm sure you've tried to build bridges with Neely in the past. So have we.
I haven't. I've never spoken to him before. Never, not once.
I've tried in the past to like get him on the show and whatnot. It never worked out. We've had Dukes on a couple times. He's a good dude. I think everybody's like-minded here. We all just want to see quality football. Like the last thing you two want to see is the Buffs suck.
Exactly.
Fact.
No one wants to see them lose and suck, and that's our problem. Like when you have talent and you have immense talent and you're still 3-7, that is the fundamental problem that has to be dealt with in order to turn it around. And look, I was on a 3-8 team up there when I was a freshman in 2000. We were 3-8, lost 7 games by 1 score. It was terrible. Everybody wanted everyone fired. They gave Gary a chance to fix it with pretty much this is a different era, of course, because of the transfer portal. But the next year we went 10-3 and won the Big 12. So turnarounds are everywhere and they can happen quickly, but you have to be able to identify the problem in order to fix it. And this is my issue up there right now is I'm afraid, and I want you two to run with this, and Bailey, you as well, and the comment. I'm afraid that they are going to look as Juju as a savior instead of another piece. A great piece, but I'm afraid they're going to look at him and go, you know what? He's going to do the same thing Shedeur did, so maybe we can take, we don't need to do things a certain way, or maybe we don't need to change. Maybe this is going to solidify what we've already thought, that he can come in and just turn the corner with us. And I'm of the mindset that with a player like that, especially with what's already happened with Shedeur, if you fortify around him correctly and you run the football and you're more dedicated to the overall health of the team instead of just the Superman aspect of one player, I think that they could be a really, really good football team. I think they got a lot of pieces. But there's a part of me that thinks okay, they're going to try and play Superman ball with this kid because look, I found, I'm sure you've seen all these throws, obviously, guys. I got it off the Patreon, which is awesome to find all 22 film on college. That shit is so hard to find.
Yeah, it is.
And I got 3.5 minutes. I tagged you on it of really good throws. I didn't say anything over it. There's a lot to be very optimistic about. Very good pocket movement, good footwork at times, dropping the ball in the fucking bucket down the field, really good vertical attacking throws. Omarion Miller, with the exception of that fumble, might be the best receiver in college football next year. That guy's a damn freak. If Sincere Brown, and we talked about this over text, if Sincere Brown could catch the ball inbounds, they might win the game. He caught the touchdown out of bounds. He caught a 50-yarder out of bounds, and he dropped another one. He could have had 150 yards receiving on 3 catches and a touchdown. They might have won the football game. So the next step for Juju, in my opinion, and I posted the video on 60 Academy. We'll repost it on 0 to 60. I'm sure we'll play it when we get done talking. But they need, because I'm going to put the protection video out tomorrow because I got to go to the gym. I was trying to do it on my phone. That shit ain't going to work. I got to get it on the board and start breaking down the protection. The protection was so bad because it was elementary shit. Because it's not super yes, they're coming from everywhere, but there's only 11 of them, and they got to cover everybody, and it's not really that hard to figure out who's coming. And I don't see anybody the center screwed up 3 or 4 just slides on himself and not picking up run throughs. And he's supposed to be the one that walks up and makes all the calls and gets everybody going in the right direction. I don't see anybody pointing, none of that shit. So there's no front side slide and backside man, and then the back's involved and everyone's talking. That's very concerning. And then also the next, and I'll shut up after this, but the next part of this for Juju is understanding the protection scheme and what's in front of you, so you know exactly what's coming. Because when he identified, they ran an even front, they mugged both the linebackers and walked the nickel up and brought the fucking house. And he took one step and just threw that shit up to Omarion in the corner. And a lot of people will just say, oh, well, that's a good throw. That's a great read. Like he saw them bring him the house. He put his foot in the ground and put the ball on target for a touchdown. That gives me a whole lot of faith that he can do this as an elite level. Now we got to surround him with an elite college football mind at the offensive coordinator position, and we've got to surround him with a protection scheme that's going to work instead of getting him hit. Bro, he was getting hit and beat like a Cherokee fucking drum.
Facts.
Yep, and CT, when we just broke down the offense yesterday in Patreon, and what did I say that Juju's going to have to improve at regarding the safety and the nickel that we saw multiple times?
Are you talking about throwing the seam route?
No, the alignment of the safety and the nickel.
Oh, when they were over the top. So when they were stacked, and you like, hey, you got to read that's a blitz coming. Safety's right behind the nickel, so you know the blitz is coming. Juju got to pick it up.
They're 3 for 2, and he's sitting there and he's bait.
Yeah,
and it looks like the slide's going away from that, and then like to adjust off. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They did that a few times, and then they ran stretch away from the blitz, and the nickel was just able to run it down because nobody's blocking backside, and he's coming off the edge. So
and look, I'm gonna address this real quick too. Ain't no fans around here, fuck boy. There's a bunch of ex-football players who know what they're talking about. But this is one of my problems with this whole thing is the emotional fragility of the prime sexuals.
Right.
Sensitivity. Yeah.
It is
I mean,
real
you
thing.
really just like, and the thing is, the best part about this is I don't think Coach Prime's as fragile as y'all. So I don't know where you learn this shit.
No, I agree. You would think the records were reversed.
For real.
They got more than 3 wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just coming out of nowhere.
Their business correctly, we wouldn't have anything to throw darts at, bro. But good football people aren't, even at 7-3, we would be looking at it and go, if they did this, this, and this, they would be 10-0.
That's what we did last year, Matt.
I said the whole time last year before they went to Kansas, like, please, Jesus, take this seriously. They're going to hammer the rock. Make sure you do these things. They went out there and underachieved, and that game cost them the season. So, yes, I was pumped about 9-4 on a Heisman. They should have been 11-2 and in the playoff.
Facts.
Yeah, and I felt they underachieved last year. I said before the season, I said 10-2. I said nothing other than 10-2. In Nebraska game, I felt like they didn't prepare offensively at all because that game wasn't as bad as the score suggested.
Nebraska definitely was not.
Nebraska scored right before half. Levante Bentley had an interception in his hands. It squirted out of his hands, went to the running back, and the running back scored. I think it was 28-10. And then there was another
the interception in the flat is through to the corner, 2-yard, 6.
Through the pick 6. So if Bentley holds on to that and you don't throw the pick 6, that's 14 points.
And they didn't score in the second half.
Defense just held them scoreless.
So that game could have gone totally different if things just happened different on a couple of different plays.
And like last year, North Dakota, people were so mad at me because I was not happy after the North Dakota State game. I felt like that was
either were I. That was performance.
And everyone's like, a win's a win. I'm like, no, you can't just say a win's a win. The process of how it comes matters. And that process was bad. Even if it doesn't get you that game, it's going to get you at some other point. Like, you have to correct these things. Like, we just watched Indiana's film in Patreon. They're undefeated. There's a bunch of things that I said that need to be corrected and things that need to be worked on. And they're the number 2 team in the country. That's football. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand what critique is. Because what haters do is they say something about you, but don't tell you how to improve it. They say, "Oh,
we could have way too much film, man. I could have way too much film to be there." Like saying we don't care. hours and hours in Patreon talking about it.
And everything I critique, I'm saying this is what you need to be doing instead. This is how you can improve. I'm not saying, oh, Colorado sucks. And that's not what I do. And that's why anybody that says that I'm hating, prove me wrong. Show on film what I'm saying that's wrong. Show what scouting reports that I've put out that have been wrong, that haven't shown up in the game. It's simple. But me, like that's how I prefer my friends. If I'm doing wrong, you're not gonna tell me I'm doing wrong, I can't mess with you. Mm-hmm. So that's how I am. I have players that reach out specifically and tell me, I want you to critique me as hard as possible because I want to get better. Colorado players. And I love that because that's showing that you want to be great. And this player is playing great. The one I'm speaking about right now is playing fantastic. But yeah, that's what people don't understand. As far as Juju, he played a hell of a game. Made the right reads. There were a couple throws that I wanted him to take on some seams, but he played a really good game. And what I really like with him is on this, when he hits that back foot, he doesn't keep going back.
Yep.
It's either going lateral or vertical. But
and we've seen that a lot out of Shedeur and Salter, like the drift.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has great pocket presence, able to get the ball out on time. Something that's going to come, what you talked about, is understand the protection.
Yeah, just play that tape, Bailey. I stacked it all together. Just play it while we're talking.
Yeah, let it roll. And this was a really good throw. So they were.
And most people will look at that throw to Williams and be like, "Oh, well, why would you put that one in there?" And I'm like, "Hold on a second. That's a timing throw with a zone coverage sit down by another young receiver. It shows a lot of continuity between the freshman quarterback and the sophomore receiver sitting down there in the zone and then turning it upfield. The ball is right on point and on time. He doesn't have to wait for it. So there's no chance for that safety to break on it and take it to the house like we've seen in the past on timing throws.
Yeah, because it was cover two. So you have the cornerback in the flat. You have Joseph Williams on an out route, and he has a hook player right inside of him. So if he leads it too much, it's going right to the cornerback where the cornerback can intercept it. And if he throws it behind him too much, the hook player is right there. So he sat it right in between the zone and essentially threw Joseph Williams open. Like he didn't allow Joseph Williams to keep running to the cornerback. Like that's
he reminded me a lot of like I know this is high praise, but shit, this is what the number 2 5-star quarterback in the country is going to project that for me. He reminded me a lot of Bryce Young, like kind of short, kind of small in stature, really good feet, live ass arm, great accuracy. This throw to Omarion Miller that's next, I think on the clip, it is just
first one.
Like holy shit, that's just hell. And looking at it from the back view is even better because it showed they're coming after him, and he just sits in there and puts it up. Or does a great job of IDing the ball. And that kid, look at this throw right here, folks. This is some next level shit. And to know that they're humming down on you because they're running like the play action gang left aspect here, so it's not turn back protection, and you're probably going to get hit if you hold it too long. And he just trusts his receiver and lays it out and puts it only where number 4 can get it. That's some next level shit right there. It gives me a ton of optimism moving forward with this kid. I mean, I'm excited to watch him play against Arizona State.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young's a good comp for him. I think that's a really good comp.
My thing with Juju is I think CU's got to set him up with the right offensive coordinator. Like, honestly, what does that look like? That's where it has to start at. I think, and it has to be fixed before you get to the end of the season because, with the one transfer portal now, I think you have to say, okay, this is the offensive coordinator. We got to figure out a scheme, and you got to commit to the run. We'll be going to season 4. I think you help Juju out a lot if we get a good running back and we stick to it. Like when we're running with Dallin and, even Cal Michael, when he got the ball, like you gotta, for later on in the games and not to have that much pressure. I was shocked when we came out with 3 straight passes. I was like, oh, okay. I mean,
Let me ask you this question. Yeah. Do you who and what type of scheme? And then I understand we're in college football, but I am not the biggest fan of 11 personnel shotgun run game. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's 12 personnel shotgun run game. It could be 13 personnel shotgun run game because at least we have a scissor tight end we can move. to play fullback and smash at the beginning at the point of attack. When you have 12 or 21 personnel on the field, you can almost guarantee that you get to double team the front side 7 technique or 3 technique. And this is one thing we've talked about in the past, that like when Seaton was healthy and Hill was playing guard next to him, they haven't ran one true deuce heavy the entire season with those two, which is unbelievably negligently almost. So my question is simple: who and what kind of scheme? You don't necessarily have to have who, because that would be pretty impressive. What kind of like scheme? And then also, do you feel like they need to kind of change their personnel up a little bit in order to get this done in the run game? Like, do they even have a run game coordinator, or do they just have offensive line coaches? I can't remember that. I don't think they have a run game coordinator that like is in there trying to scheme up different ways to run 11 on 11 and whatnot. And I don't think Juju is an 11 on 11 quarterback, but Salter definitely was. And they made him like it. I personally believe that Salter was just put into a situation where he couldn't do the job, and they just kept asking him to do it.
Technically, White's the run game coordinator.
I think he's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and what Matt's talking about, so people know what 11 on 11 is, the quarterback is a ball carrier. So with the quarterback being a ball carrier, you're adding
like what Georgia Tech and BYU did to us, folks.
Exactly.
He's king, right?
And that's what I wanted to see more. I want to see quarterback power, quarterback counter, a lot more read game. With Salter, I wouldn't have had any run that didn't have a read tag on that he could pull. Because it helps keep the DN honest. We were just talking about this. I don't know if they ran pistol this season. And that's the only time I really like running out of shotgun, is if it's in pistol, where you can run more schemes. It's easier to run power out of pistol because you're downhill.
And he's behind the quarterback. People don't understand. Like, I understand that people look at it and go, well, that's really that much of a tendency. Yeah, bro. If the running back's here and this guard's light, I think we know which side they're running the football.
Exactly. To. Yeah. And what Matt's saying with that is we call that flow. If the running back's to the left, in most run schemes, we know he's going to end up running to our right. But in pistol, he's right behind the quarterback, so you're not really getting a tail of, oh, they're going to be running to this side or running to that side. And that's how you set the front. You know, a lot of fronts get set away from the running back, so he's coming there. And a lot of blitzes I talked to about CT, like if I want to stop a quarterback from pulling it, I'm going to blitz the back. So if the back's on the right of the quarterback, I'm going to blitz him, because when the quarterback pulls,
he has to pull. He has to pull and go pick up the blitz.
Exactly. So now offense that I would like to see for Juju, I think West Coast offense. I think he's a timing quarterback. I think you get him with shorter concepts. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but with timing, you're able to make up for that. That's how that Omarion play happened. He underthrew Sincere Brown earlier on a go route, but then Omarion hit him perfect because he hit that back foot, ball was out, dropped it right in the bucket. So I think timing concepts like West Coast offense will be perfect for him, where he can really dissect by getting the ball out quick. And Colorado doesn't have any timing schemes other than spacing, which is all hitches for them and somebody out into the flat. Like, you don't even see them run slants with somebody to the flat. Like, it's always hitches and then a running back to the flat. And then you're just working to see if they expand, then you throw the hitch. If they don't expand, then you throw it to the flat. So they need better concepts overall, but I think he works best in a West Coast offense.
Do you think that Coach Prime and his – look, I think Coach Prime will be open-minded to it. I think the people around him – I think a lot of people around him like their jobs. And we're just going to say it and end it at that. You can run with that however you want. We've been doing this a long time, and I kind of know what I'm talking about in this regard. If they can find a college offensive coordinator, quarterback coach to come in and do this, are we looking at a young cat that's like an upcoming 1AA coach, division, like lower division coach, or are we looking at an established, you know, like a mummy from CSU who's going to have a job opening, or, you know, a dude off Oregon staff, or I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. The last time they brought in Sean Lewis, and he, you know, there was some big time problems in the building between Sean and Prime and Shador. And like, this was 3 years ago, so I feel confident talking about it, but Shador didn't like Zach and Zach didn't like Shador, and then no one liked anybody. And by the middle of the season, Zach was gone and Pat's elevated and there's a bunch of tension in the room and shit. So I don't think that Juju's not Shedeur, not yet at least. He doesn't have the clout that Shedeur had yet. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking on this? I think that's a very very delicate ecosystem inside of a quarterback room.
Yep. And CT, you can answer this because we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, I think they should find somebody in the lower levels, lower ranks. You go look and you see what offense. I mean, kind of like Oregon with Chip Kelly. You know how they went and found Chip Kelly. You see who's out there, what offense is out there tearing it up. And then you have Juju involved in this conversation. You say, hey, we're looking at this guy, because who's going to run the offense? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of you bringing the offense if he doesn't feel comfortable running it, right? And I think no matter who you go get, I still think you need to bring in the run game. You got to get it fixed. We're going 3 years in. You got to be able to run the ball. So, like I said, I think you go find an offensive coordinator on the lower level. It could be even a head coach down there. Whoever's got the best offense going, and you send them down and you interview them, and then you say, not only will we allow you to come, you bring your people because you want people that already know your offense. Yep. It makes it that much easier when they're teaching it to the receivers and teaching it on down the line. That's just my opinion about it.
Now the prime sexuals and the pundits that don't understand will think that, well, we did run the ball. We're averaging 150 yards a game or whatever it is.
Fuck. No,
I think it's the biggest lie I've ever seen from a stat in my life. We're not committed to the run game in any way, shape, or form. And that I'm not saying we've got to go out there and 3 yards of dust and Oklahoma veer and shit. That's not what I'm talking about. But we have a problem with establishing the run game. We get away from it too fast. We go for 1 or 2 yards 3 times, and we're like, okay, this isn't going to work. And in my opinion, you go for 3 yards 15 times. The 16th time, you're going for 80. So
I mean, all you're describing is Derrick Henry. How many times has Derrick Henry been shut down in the first half, but then the second half, then he starts breaking 60-yarders, 70-yarders? That's
look at Jonathan Taylor last week. I mean,
man, right? Jonathan Taylor last week. I mean, but look at the college football playoffs. Every team in the college football playoffs last year run the rock. Like you're gonna run
the shit out of the ball.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Notre Dame, they just said we're gonna run Riley Leonard until you.
And you know who this helps? Juju.
Yeah.
And it helps Miller. And it Williams is coming back. Like they have a great young core of players on this team with Seaton coming back healthy and Johnson coming back and trying to infuse through the transfer portal some good grad transfer veterans that are not just mercs. We can't go the mercenary route totally this time. Okay, so next question. When the transfer portal opens, there's a lot of people that are worried about getting players. I just saw a video from Matt Rule today, and it's funny that they posted it, but talking about tampering and all of his good players getting tampered with. How rampant do you think the tampering is right now in Boulder, especially with Miller and Juju and Seaton? Like it's all behind closed doors and tampering is legal. And brother, if I was a coach on another staff, I would be on the phone.
Yeah, I'm sure it's running rampant because of the selling point that Coach Prime's been using for the program, which was we have NFL experience, we have gold jackets, and we have the most viewers. Well, the viewership isn't the same as it once was, and that NFL pedigree is 3-7. So now it's what does Colorado actually have to offer? Like, what is your pitch now? I know the cat dog thing, but other than that, like, why are kids going to want to come there? Like, you have to figure that out. So other schools see that too, and that's what they're going to be asking. I'm like, why do you want to stay there? We have this here. We do this. We can do this for you, etc. So that's what they're going to have to battle, and I'm sure it's happening. Players do it with other players. Like if they have a friend, they say, "Hey, it's happening." And
now, tell me if I'm right here, gentlemen. Off the top of my head, with no list in front of me or anything, because Bailey will tell you I don't prepare for this shit. I just sit down and hit play. They've got to keep McPherson. They have to keep Merritt. They have to keep Davis Swain. They have to keep Byard. They have to keep Omarion Miller. They have to keep, what's the running back name's Miller?
Price,
Miller.
They got to keep him. He's a stud. They have to keep Seaton. They have to keep Johnson. They have to keep Juju. They have to keep the Williams kid, number 8. He's only a sophomore. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. That's a bunch of freshmen and sophomores and 2B juniors that you can build around, and that can be the glue and the like the core of your football team. But that is also the group that I would be going after immediately and as hard as humanly possible to try and get them away from Boulder as well. And the selling point that I would use is, aren't you trying to go to the NFL?
Yeah.
And I hate to say it like that, but people have to understand the business that I'm in. I literally have college coaches calling me every single day, asking me if one of the guys I work with, if I will call them and see if they will go on the transfer portal for X, Y, and Z amount of money and transfer. And I'm like, holy shit, tampering's just rampant and legal, and there's no rules. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but this is the game that we're playing. So if I want to be in the game, you got to play.
Right. And I think the teams
rules don't mean shit. I don't like the NFL rules either, but I still watch.
I think it hurts themselves just coming down to one transfer portal window. So I think all schools are going to deal with it. And I think from that standpoint, like you said, there's certain players I feel like London Merritt, we were just watching him in his last game.
Man.
So, bro, I said, man, he's going to the league. Like, when you're watching just different talent,
yeah.
Right? And you so if you're prime, you know what I'm saying? First things first, you got to, because you got your defense that was giving up 400 yards. Like, you got to take care in-house first. Like, you got to, whatever it is that you're going to do, you got to start doing it now. Because with that one transfer portal window, and like you said, all the tampering going on right now, everything, you got to have multiple things going.
It's a commitment to high school recruiting. If he had a commitment when he came in, you would think year 3, this is your basis of guys. Your best guys on your team of 38 seniors is all
high school kids.
All youngins, exactly.
Well, look, I've been pretty adamant about this. I'm glad you brought it up, Bailey. I've been pretty adamant about this. Obviously, everybody can see the videos. I don't pull any punches. I ain't trying to. Like you said, boys, I am all about putting my name behind this shit. You're going to see my face when I talk. That's one of the things I respect about it. I may not agree with everything. You may not agree with everything I say, but damn it, we're going to talk to each other face to face, sort it out, and move forward. That's what men and football players do. Constructive criticism is how you show me you give a shit. Mm-hmm. If you're a coach and I'm a player and I care anything about my own worth and getting better, I want to be pushed. Even if I thought I graded out, if I graded out at 80%, I'm not going to sit there and go, man, I'm really good. I graded out at 80%. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go, what happened to that other 20%? What I could have 5 more tackles. We could have won the game with that extra 20. So that's the way I think. They ended up offering Jackson Roper. He was in this morning doing film, getting ready for their playoff game, the big tackle at Creek. Mm-hmm. He didn't talk to Prime. He just talked to Corey, and it was, I'm glad they did it, but it was 18th. Like, he's the 18th offer. So, dude, I don't know if you can fix this problem next year with just high school kids, but I'd rather play the young, hungry guys than the fat, happy, overpaid merc. So there's a real fine line here. What do they do moving forward? And look, you don't have to just recruit Colorado. Young guys are young guys. It seems to me that the young players on this team are much more motivated and better and just seem to give a shit more than a lot of the mercenaries on it. Not all. I think Xavier Hill was a great get. I know the center had a bad game, but he's been pretty consistent all year. The big kid from Illinois they brought in, he was a good get. Shit, man. I think Hodge is a good player. Hodge was a high school guy, right?
Yes.
He was a high school guy.
I think so. Yeah.
He gets beat sometimes, but you're going to get beat at corner.
No. Preston came from Liberty.
So Byard came from Liberty.
Preston Hodge did.
Preston, okay. But was Byard a high school guy? Because
South Florida.
He was a transfer portal guy too.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So look, give me your opinion on that. I know there's a lot of different shit going on here, but this is the craziness that is the transfer portal and recruiting world these days.
Yeah, it's a fine line because you don't like when I played and when you played, there was no transfer portal. If you transferred, you had to go down a level. So people,
unless you're Marcus Houston, the fucking pussy.
Right? So people would stay at schools because it was very hard to leave. So you saw some teams keep almost everybody, from their initial recruiting class. Now it's like you can recruit hard for high school, but then you have situations like last year where one of the signees transferred right after the spring. Kansas State just did that. Noah King came from Kansas State as an early enrollee and transferred before or right after the spring. So it's tough because you don't want to just put your focus on all high school kids or, a ton, and then they just leave after 1 year. And then you're like, okay, well, now I got to go find someone in the portal to replace the high school kid that I just lost to the portal. So you have to find a good balance, but what it comes down to really is what you're selling. And you don't really want to have to sell. You want people to know, like, if you're a defensive player and you go to Bama, you know what is going to be expected of you at Bama because that's the culture that goes. If you're an offensive lineman that goes to Penn State, you know what's going to be expected of. So Colorado has to find their identity. And it can't be where we bring rappers, we have the most views, we have gold jackets, but went 3-7. It can't be that. So they're going to have to find a real football identity that's going to attract high schoolers and transfers alike.
Don't you think if Prime walked into high schools and say, hey, especially in the state of Colorado, he walked into high schools and say, hey, I'm here, I want you here. How much of an impact do you think that would have? Because I still think that, yeah, it's a balance of transfer portal high school, but fuck, it's been so slanted. They have 38 seniors. How many of them are actually going to go on and play in the NFL? How many? I mean, let's be real.
I think Xavier Hill is going to be an NFL offensive lineman at guard or tackle.
Well, yeah, but you get my point. So I'm saying, how much of an impact do you think that would be if Prime actually?
The other 37, I don't know.
That's the greatest corner of all time. Like the first time he called my phone, it was crazy. It's like, this is Prime. Deion Sanders. So
shit, yeah.
Walking into high schools, the school will probably shut down. Like that definitely makes an impact. I mean, Saban, everybody was going to these schools.
And it don't even have to be a CU school. I mean, Colorado school. It could be a school in any state.
Anywhere, bro.
Prime pulls up. It'd be a thing. Like it'd be a huge thing. So yeah, I agree.
And look, I was talking about this morning with Roper. Like if Prime and Marshall Falk walked into Cherry Creek and pulled Jackson out of class and pulled Elijah Cromwell out of class and pulled the big nose tackle that's going to Washington out of class and pulled the big tackle that's going to K-State out of class, and because Coach Logan's whole team is D1, and then went down the street to Valor and pulled Reese Russell out of class and pulled Davis Moon out of class and pulled Heward out of class and all these other guys that go to Valor and went to Vista and did the same thing with Nick and Marquise, and then went you could have one day where you just go all these places in your badass van with your driver and security and shit. You don't even have to drive. And it would be literally the coolest thing that's ever happened at that high school in the history of the high school. It would blow up virally. Everybody would see that you are using your power. Because I always say this. The first, I met with him right after he got hired. It was pretty cool being in the room. He was one of my favorite players ever. I was on the board, as they say, with Bloom and Klatt and Rick George, everybody trying to make this happen before he got hired. And then, but it didn't really hit me until the junior day where I brought about 10 guys up, and my son Nick was one of them. And we're walking past Coach Prime, and he's just kind of yucking it up with everybody. And we're walking by him, and I got a great picture of this. And he's like, oh, I was wearing a 6-0 shirt. He's like, I remember our meeting, and I've done some research on your facility, and you guys really do a great job. And he's shaking Nick's hand and the light in Nick's eyes. And I'm like, the way that Prime makes you feel about you is his superpower, because he's Coach Prime. You know what he is. I think that if he would just figure out a way to use that to his advantage, because I know he's not hard to find, but he is really, really, really hard to access. And in today's world, where especially this young generation expects access because of cell phones, if there is none, but they are seeing it from the other places. So if Lincoln Riley will walk into Valor, why won't Coach Prime? If Matt Rule will walk into Mullen and Regis and Cherry Creek and 6-0, because he's in there every year watching players. That's how they found Jordan Ochoa. Jordan Ochoa is out there working out, busting people's asses. The next minute he's in my office getting offered by Matt Rule, and now he's at Nebraska. So if Coach Moore from Michigan will do it, if Coach Dave from Ohio State will do it, then I think Coach Prime has got to look himself in the mirror here and go, I got to leave the castle to find my soldiers, because they're all leaving to go fight for other people because we're expecting them to come to us. So give me your thoughts on that. I'm not trying to hate to all the Prime sexuals who think that for some reason Coach Prime can't leave the facility.
And it's what we talked about last time, what me and CT been talking about. Philosophies have to change because your current philosophies aren't working. There's going to be 2 losing seasons out of 3. So something isn't right. Everything, how you guys recruit, everything needs to go back to the drawing board and say, where are we going wrong and how do we fix this? And a part of that is, hey, if I need to go out, like winning to me means I'm doing everything possible to win. So if the difference of a kid coming to Colorado is me going to their high school, I'm going to their high school. Like I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And he didn't have to do that at Jackson State. He didn't have to do that last season, but 2023 now mixed with this season. All right, you don't have Travis no more. You don't have Shador no more. You don't have all that talent that you had from Jackson State anymore. Now, what are you going to do? So if philosophies don't change and they're not doing every single thing to win, and like you said, compete, because if I'm a player and Matt Rule's come to see me in person, but I just get offered from the director of recruiting, but not the actual head coach, that's going to make a big difference.
You're damn right. I just want everybody to read the comment.
This guy says, hey, man, stop calling people prime sexual. That's really corny and it separates people. You want everybody to work together, but you're making statements that separates.
He's
out of here. That's all I gotta say.
He's been on our channel before. Oh, and to all of our YouTube fans, we're on a 1-week ban. That's why we haven't had any. Yeah.
What you do, man?
What the hell?
Because we do our watch parties, and the commercials were getting copywritten.
Yeah, boy, the music. That music on the commercials.
Now we gotta be careful, dog.
Yeah.
Commercials to get you the music.
Bitches.
Got us for a week. So that's why we didn't have a post game. That's why we haven't been we can't even post on YouTube to tell people.
Yeah, that's irritating.
What happened. So
the fucking man, always holding us down. All right, so before we get you out of here, what do you want to see here during the bye week? Juju has already said he's staying here. It's all about film and progression. You know, I know most guys are staying, which is good. Good. The last bye week did not go so well. What do you want to see out of the bye week? And then Arizona State's coming into town, and they got everything to play for. And Sims is their quarterback. The last time he came here, he had 5 turnovers, and they got hammered. And he was the laughingstock of college football. And shit, the last time that kid went out and played, he had 28 carries for 228 and 2 touchdowns, and they retired his jersey and shit in the Arizona State Hall of Fame. I saw that. That was pretty crazy. So I'm sure he's going to be motivated. What do you guys want to see, not only out of Juju, but out of this football team on, I would call it Senior Day, but I'm going to call it Mercenary Day in Boulder. And then also, how fucking weird is that going to be when Coach Prime's standing there and all these 38 mercs walk up and he doesn't really know any of them, and they all let him down, and like there's no connection and shit, and it's like, hey, thanks for coming for 8 months. You'll never come back here again. Get the fuck out of here.
CT, you can start.
From the offense, man, I want to see him commit to the run. I know it's towards the end of the season, I think, but you're going to help Juju out a lot because your play calling is so predictable. Literally in the live watch party, we be like, it's going to be lateral left, lateral right, run. I think if you come out, show some commitment to the run, and it's been working. Like you know, after they seem like they get big runs, they'll go back to go pass. Better play calling on that. Defense. Anytime you face a running quarterback, you got to get it fixed. Robert Livingston. But, you know, hey, I mean, that's what I like to see. What about you, bro?
For me, first, they need to be having player-led film sessions where, all right, I'm going to go watch with my running back and my receivers. whole secondary, we're going to go watch film together. And so we know that we're seeing the same thing. We're speaking the same language. After this bye week, you've had 2 weeks. It should look like you're cheating. It should look like you know the offensive plays for Arizona State. You have 2 weeks to prepare. My scouting reports are 2 days and usually like 3 hours of me watching film. You guys should look like experts on the other team on both sides of the ball. That's how hard you need to be in the film. Like, you need to treat it like as if you were playing Arizona State this week, and then get a full another week of that same preparation next week. The other thing on this bye week that definitely want to see is
whoa, what is this for real?
What?
Holy shit, Bailey, this is coming to you right now. We'll do live reaction on the show. No one leave, no one move. Holy nuts. Oh my god, this is fucking crazy. I'm so glad this is happening while we're live. Wow. Wait until you see this shit.
What just happened?
You hold on.
That ain't no fucking.
Are you sure you can hold on? Is that official?
This is real.
They did, but did they say it out loud?
Like publicly?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It just went out on the Buffs thing. So post
okay,
it.
Perfect. All right, bet. All right. Yeah, give me 30 seconds. That's huge news in the I'm gonna say I'm not from Colorado coaching staff, but you go further back up the chain here, you got some massive news here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Matt got really hype on that.
Well, I'm surprised.
No, it's huge news. Hold on here. All right. Huge news. This man has actually been on this show before. Been a little less than a year since that interview, but we got breaking news in the University of Colorado realm here. Rick George will be transitioning to special advisor to the chancellor / AD emeritus role. Matt, what are your thoughts on this? Huge news here. Rick George, somebody who's been with the program Colorado since the 80s.
Who's going to be the AD? And is the AD is usually in charge of hiring the head coach and all the negotiations with it and whatnot. So, I mean, if he's not the athletic director anymore, who's going to be the athletic director, and what's his vision for the future? Do they get along with Coach Prime the same way? Like Rick George and Coach Prime Rick does whatever Coach Prime wants him to do. So if the new guy has a little bit of like, I don't know, let's start doing it this way, holy shit, this is big news.
Yeah, that can definitely change the dynamic. And I said, if Coach Prime has another losing season, they're probably going to call it quits. 3 out of 4 losing seasons and being the top 6 paid coach in college football. Like, there's certain expectations with that. And that would be a way for a new athletic director to make a new wave and, get their name out there. So it's going to be interesting how that works, because I know Coach Prime chose Colorado because of his relationship with Rick George, and Rick George saying he's going to allow him to be him.
They have a great relationship.
Do things his way. So, that could impact a lot.
Matt,
and look, man, I love Coach Prime as our coach. I think he's earned the right to pull us out of this hole that we're in right now. I don't think next year will be a losing season. I think that they've got real talent. They've got to put it around some different voices, and some changes will be good for the program. This is a massive change. This is a ground shaking change. This isn't like losing a player or an offensive coordinator. This is losing the guy at the top who controls the financing and the connections and the ability to pick up the phone and say, I need this, and he says yes. So I'm really, really eager to see where they go with this, and if what kind of relationship and dynamic the new athletic director will have with Coach Prime. But the more things stay the same, the more they change, bro. This shit is crazy.
That's massive news. My goodness.
So, do you think they promote from him? Do they go outside the framework of CU to find another AD? Like,
what do you think, Matt?
Right? I don't. I would say that like a guy like Lance Carl is probably next in line for athletic director. He's been there forever and he played there, but I know from, just what I've seen, that they didn't really want. They pretty much told Lance that they didn't want him involved with the football program, which is ridiculous. The same way they got rid of Darian Hagan 3 years ago, which is ridiculous. So I don't know if that would be the fit. I don't know, man. There's two ways of thinking here for me. It's they're going to go completely outside the box and hire somebody that no one knows, and he's going to come in and they're going to try and build a relationship with Coach Prime and move forward. Or I could see a world where they hire someone that Coach Prime knows and is comfortable with, and maybe hasn't had a lot of experience in the athletic director department, but is like a former general manager of an NFL team or some shit, because that's the route that they've gone in the past. So I don't know. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. But I will say this. Thank you to Rick George for all he did. I mean, I know a lot of people are really hard on Rick. I like Rick a lot. He's been there for a really long time. He took a big swing at Prime. It worked. I know that the record this year is bad, but man, that 1-11 team was that was purgatory. This is just shitty football that we can fix. So big thanks to Rick George and all he did for CU. And he's going to step back and move into a different role. But this is an opportunity for Colorado now to, again, it's not a bad thing. Every opportunity is a good thing to move forward and change some shit. So now the opportunity is even there more so to change things in a positive way. Yep, Charles Johnson, that's a great name. CJ would be a great athletic director up there. Yeah, for real.
100%. T-Cal, CT the fan. Can't thank you enough for joining. Predictions Thursday Night Football tonight. Matt's New York Jets take on the New England Patriots. Massive matchup tonight. You got any predictions tonight, Thursday Night Football? I think the Patriots win steadily, easily.
I'm with you on that, too. I think the Patriots just
– fuck you guys, man.
Yeah, I do not watch a lot of NFL.
No, Garrett Wilson, Sauce God.
But I did see that Justin Fields threw for like 50 yards last week, and that was
he's so good, bro. He's like, I watched Justin Fields, and I'm like, wow, this guy's like prototypical NFL quarterback. I can't wait to see something
crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's terrible. Hey, so let me ask you one more question. I forgot. Is Cordell Stewart really going to be the coach at CSU? What in the fuck is going on?
That would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be nuts?
That would be
crazy. I don't know if that's the coach at that's not really the same. The Notre Dame coach was played at Ohio State, but they're not like true rivalries like that. But yeah, for Cordell, that would be crazy.
That would be nuts, man. The people in I don't know if the folks in Fort Collins would go for that shit. Like you never know. I mean, that would be
older, man. The people in Boulder are gonna be pissed.
I've never even seen Cordell coach before. I don't think he's coached. He hasn't coached anywhere. I think he just won. So shit, if that's the case, then let's go see if like fucking I don't know. Bailey, you want to coach? Fuck it. Let's see.
Let's say it every forward player. Like
I mean the coach let Jeff Saturday coach. Just
right.
Look at me living, bro. It's getting crazy. So
but
all right, well,
appreciate y'all having us on.
You guys keep it going. We're gonna put out that pass protection tape tomorrow, and I'll definitely send it to you. I'd love to get your opinion on that. And then when are you guys back on Monday?
Saturday we are off of the ban, so we'll probably be back Monday. Yeah.
Luck with that.
All right. Well, you two keep kicking ass. We really appreciate coming on the show again, and we'll definitely do it again next week. Keep doing that good work, boys. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Later.
Be safe, fellas. Shout out to the boys, Buffton Prime, for joining the show.
Why there's so much fucking animosity towards those dudes, man?
Oh, there's Matt. Remember what we talked about? The sensitivity with this fan base. Everybody going at everybody. I just ignore the bullshit. But it was really great getting them on. That news with Rick George, Matt, is huge. I mean, news. Holy shit! That's news here, Matt. Golly. I mean, we can really dive into it more tomorrow because I think we got to discuss the future of CU after that.
Whoa. You know who actually I want as the AD? Barnett.
Ooh.
Coach Barnett should be the athletic director right now.
Yeah. Do you think
Coach look at this? This is the kind of dumb shit. You think I'm excited because he might get canned? First of all, he's not getting fired in any way, shape, or form. He's not going to quit because he's not a fucking quitter. And I don't want him to go anywhere. I was one of the guys that helped him get here. Why would I want him fired? I want him to fix it, and I think he can. There's nothing wrong with struggling and losing. It's how you do it. Are you going to learn from it or wallow in it? You fucking pussies out here that don't get it, he's not, him and his are not as soft as you and yours. And you got to remember that shit. Like the fans and the prime sexuals, you're giving him a bad name because he doesn't think or act like y'all. He's not that soft. In fact, he's one of the toughest human beings I've ever fucking seen or met. Just from a physical standpoint and being able to mentally overcome all this shit and not have any bad days and always be positive and always try and see the light. Some people don't like it, but I think it's real. So I want Coach Prime to fix the problem. I'm always talking to him. We obviously are back and forth in DMs constantly. Everything I've said to everyone publicly, I've said to him. I don't say this publicly and then dodge him. If you notice, I tag Bucky and Coach Prime and everybody on literally everything I do. Do I not, Bailey?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I send him DMs. I send him messages. He responds when he can. But I want him to know that there's resources down the street to help. He has to maximize them or not. It's his choice. So I don't get in my feelings and like get dejected like, oh, Coach Prime, you didn't hire me as the old line job, so I'm going to start acting like a bitch. That's not how this fucking works, you cowards. That's not how it works. I'm never going to change. Whoever the head coach is at CU, I'm going to try and support. I'm going to push my players up there to see if they will recruit them and bring them in so we can win some football games, okay? And then I'm going to be extremely critical of everything I see because I think that we deserve that as Buffalo fans. I think the Colorado community deserves it. I think the coaching staff deserves the best from the players. I think the players deserve the best from the coaching staff. I think the city of Boulder and Folsom Prison deserves the best fucking team we can put out there. I played in an era and then watched an era before that where we dominated people. And I have a real problem with being 44 years old and being the last guy to win a fucking bowl game in Boulder. So if you guys don't understand why I'm so passionate about this and the people in Boulder don't understand and I'm a bad guy for going on Whitlock when your defensive line coach goes on Whitlock fucking forever. So if you're on the coaching staff and you go on Whitlock, that's cool. But if you're not on the coaching staff and you do a YouTube show, by the way, YouTube shows aren't cool, apparently, unless you do one, which is weird. But if you go on, that's cool. So, like, there's a lot of different shit. There's a lot of different players here and a lot of different shit going on. And to assume like you know or to constantly be on this fucking hill like Matt wants them to be unsuccessful. I don't have any bearing on whether or not they win or lose. At all. But I know the people I talk to behind the scenes, and I know the phone call I'm about to make when we get off the show, and I'm trying to help. What are you doing other than bitching?
Good question, Matt. This is
I'm never going to stop helping. Remember that story I told you when I was up at CU it was CU against who were we playing at home? We were playing Oregon or some shit. It was bad. It was the 1-11 year, and I was on the sideline, and somebody walked up from the stands, and they go, "Why do you keep showing up and supporting this trash?" And I said, "I bleed black and gold, and I don't care if we're 1-11 or 11-1. You're going to get the same version of me every time."
That is true.
When it flips, I'm not a prime sexual. That's why. So when it flips, and it did, I can take pride in the university knowing that I took pride in it when they were 4-8 and 1-11 and 3-7. I'm not going to flip. I'm going to stay consistent on who I am and what I think works and what I think can help. Some people don't like it. Some people are so caught up in their feelings and so sensitive about this shit that they can't even fix the problem. They think the opinion is the problem instead of what is actually happening. And that all I'm asking for is for everybody to take a hard look in the mirror and figure out what they personally need to change in order for everything to change so we can move forward and win football games. Coach Prime can be the coach here for 10 years, and we can go on a winning streak from a season perspective and turn this into what it should be. That's all.
Yeah. Bingo, man. 100%. Chat, you guys. I mean, I don't know. I appreciate the supporters, but goddamn, people are. Everyone's going at everybody. Neely going back to that. I don't know what the comment about YouTube shows is. It's hypocritical as fuck coming from you. But
if you do a YouTube show, how are you going to criticize people for doing a YouTube show? That's like
he does like multiple, man. He does like fucking. I'm pretty sure he does like multiple shows. So I'm like, dude, he's really hypocritical here.
There's multiple podcasts.
Like, goddamn.
I will say this too. Also, it's going to be pretty hard for me to take you seriously on the Whitlock thing if your defensive line coach goes on Whitlock. Just saying. I don't see anybody adding Coach Sapp and fucking attacking him.
Hell no. And Whitlock was like, I'm cool. Like, first off, Whitlock was on Sapp for a long time, and Whitlock said that before he even brought you on. So I don't even get it. But Matt, Thursday Night Football tonight is going to be an unbelievable matchup with your New York Jets. I know you're going to be rooting them on and passionately rooting for your Jets. Yeah, that's right, Coach Vrabel. Good luck to my boy Eston Chisholm, one of the receivers for the Patriots. Man, it's going to be a hell of a game tonight. What are your final predictions here? Let's see where the line's at. Still 12.5. Total is still 43.5. I lean under, and Patriots 12.5. That will probably be my bet for tonight. Matt, what are your thoughts?
14-0 Patriots. No, fuck that. It's going to be 28-27. Jets win on a walk-off touchdown, kick the extra point to win, fucking going crazy in New England. Vrabel's throwing his headset. That's what I think's going to happen. And if that happens, I'm going to be in my house fucking going crazy. But in actuality, I'll probably be like halfway through the second quarter where he's going to be looking at me like, I told you these sorry motherfuckers were sorry. And I'm going to be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to just cry myself on my huge fucking pillow to sleep and wake up 3-8 or 2-8, excuse me. I don't want to squeeze one in there.
Good luck to Matt's Jets. I really hope that, Matt, you enjoy this game tonight, Thursday Night Football. I'm gonna be watching. I'm excited, man. I cannot fucking wait for this game. But I'm betting. I still think the Patriots win big. Sorry. I also think it's like 21-3 or 21-10. I kind
of don't want them to win.
What do you mean?
Like, I kind of want the Jets have already run twice. Cool, that's enough. We can go 2-15 now. But I say that because, like, Caden Proctor's gone in the draft, and, like, there's some really good players at the top of the draft. And if you look how many picks the Jets have, it looks like the Cowboys when they traded Herschel Walker. So, hopefully, old fucking Johnson & Johnson Willie can figure out how to not fuck this up. And, you know, people can do their jobs, and the Jets can pull out of this hole because they've committed 2 first-round picks in the last 2 years to tackle, and the Penn State kid and the Missouri kid. I would do it again with one of my top picks next year and try and bring in Proctor or the best lineman available, regardless if he plays tackle or not. Put one of them at guard. It doesn't fucking matter. And start building that from the inside out. Keep Hall around just because he's a good back. Try and figure out a way to keep him around. And then find a quarterback. They have to find a quarterback. So they have enough picks and enough flexibility in the salary cap. They have $209 million in the salary cap available. So if I'm the Jets, man, I'm going all fucking in.
Oh boy, Matt, are you a believer in Aaron Glenn? Because I don't
know. Am I more of a Jets fan or Bronco fan? The fan inside of me is more of a Bronco fan because I grew up loving them. I'm really glad I got to play with them at the end of my career. It was awesome. But from a loyalty standpoint, I really want the Jets to win. Like, if the Jets and Broncos play each other, I go for the Jets.
Yeah. They
gave me my shot, and it was without them, I don't get to play. So without them, I don't get to play for the Broncos. So I am if you haven't noticed this about me, I'm strangely loyal. Like, I am not going to flip-flop and shit. And once you've got me in your corner, you got to kill me to get me out of it. So, yeah, I'm a huge Jet fan. Fuck the Dolphins in the face. I'm a huge Bronco fan. But Jets are number one in my book. And they're not number one ever, so fuck off. I don't need to hear any more of this. I know they suck. I know they're terrible, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, they I don't know. We'll see if they can figure it out against Coach Vrabel and the Patriots tonight. Drake May, Stephon Diggs, and company. Matt, we both gave our predictions. We'll break down all of our predictions for the weekend of football ahead tomorrow and discuss the future of Colorado's front office, so to speak, as Rick George is moving out of the athletic director role. Massive news of the University of Colorado. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here on this fine Thursday?
Yeah, let's play the Juju tape. It's about 3 minutes long. You and I will just go back and forth on it. Let everybody, we got 1,000 eyes in here. Let everybody see what we cut up. It's on social media as well.
Let's we can go. Let's break down the film, but like just running it, I don't remember what T. Cal just said. That we don't need that either. We don't.
Why would there's no sound or anything?
No, but the film itself is what the problem is at times. So we just got
22 film.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but this is we can go through it.
Are you telling me when I put up all the stuff for protection tomorrow, we're not going to be able to watch it?
No, we'll be able to watch it. I'm just saying we can't just run it and just blindly run it. Let's go. We can go through and actually break down the film and stop it. We just have to stop it.
I mean, I paid for the film. Why can't I run it? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking like why.
It's like showing an NFL film. It's the same thing where you'll get copyright, you'll get flagged, and then they'll demonetize you. They're especially cracking down on it. I don't know if you know David Andrews.
Well, Patreon, I want my motherfucking money back then, bitch, if that's the way you're going to act. All right, so look, go to my Twitter page.
We already broke it down anyway.
It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds in succession. It's a lot of really good throws by Juju, very accurate, very on time. Good pass protection on the majority of them. Tonight, when I go back to the lab at 6:00, we've got afternoon classes and whatnot. I'm going to get on the board in there and break up the sacks, even the hair pull. And, some of them are just guys getting beat, but some of them are extreme breakdowns that can be fixed. And we'll be posting that one also. So you get, the good and the bad. I watched a lot of the run stuff. It was also left more to be desired, to say the least. A lot of climbs were missed. A lot of double teams were, hips out instead of together. Little things that can be fixed, but I'm not going to focus on that so much as the pass protection and just Juju playing well. So really appreciate everybody being on. We'll be back tomorrow. Trying to figure out who the next athletic director is at the University of Colorado and how that's going to affect Coach Prime and everything moving forward. Rick George was definitely a yes man for Coach Prime. We'll see if the next guy is the same. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Mm-hmm. Just because you're a yes man doesn't mean that you're necessarily that's not a bad thing necessarily. At the same time, you've got to have the ability to be able to see through it. So
yeah.
What is that? What the fuck is that? Did you just walk over here and flash a Tom Brady jersey at me? Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Unbelievable. On the show? That's fucking bullshit. Fucking Bree, man. She comes over here and flashes Tom Brady's jerseys at me like, hey, thanks a lot, asshole. God damn it. I got to go, man. I got to go tackle Bree into the corner right now.
We'll be back tomorrow. Go ahead and pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football. We'll be doing a film breakdown here, all of the run game, stuff that we got to really dive into, discuss in depth. We'll be doing tomorrow here on 0 to 60, as well as predictions and betting for all the games and so much more. Pound the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.